How they work. This kind of the system, how they work. First of all, local processing. So instead of relying on a central cloud service server, these are all device use the embedded technology and the process to run the AI models. Like means embedded process means like a small computer like a Raspberry computer or Jetson computer can use any embedded system to run the AI algorithm with the programming like a MicroPython or Python. Any powerful language can be used. It's on the real-time actions. This device can analyze the data and take actions immediately without the delay a round trip to the cloud. Sensitive data remains on the device, which can reduce the privacy content. So increase the efficiency also, like processing data, it is feeding the locally to reduce the bandwidth. It's referred to the send a larger amount of data to the cloud. That cloud the data is the maximum for our maximum larger data also send. It is small data also send. It to store as a cloud server. What are the benefits of this system? First of all, lower latency, fastest decision making because Tesla does not need to travel to the remote servers. Instead, improve the data privacy and the security system. The sensitive data processed is locally, but reduce the risk of transmission and batches. Increase the reliabilities, like a device can continue the operate even if the networks connected to the cloud is lost. Reduce the bandwidth cost. Less the data needs to be the sent to the network. Next is the third components, like a third elements of the cloud analytics platforms. Cloud is based on analytic performance, like a platform is a system that use the internet to analyze the data by leveraging the remote servers instead of local hardware. This is a platform to provide and demands the access to tools for the data storage and the processing and the analyze, which is helpful the business identify the patterns to create the visualization and generating the insights without the high cost of the maintaining the own infrastructures. For example, such a platform already the market available for Google Analytics, Microsoft Power tablets online. So many there in the market. So such for something you learn the any one like Google Analytics, anyone you learn or check with your related things like to research oriented. How this work? Instead of using and premise the servers based the cloud analytics platform relies the third parties provide the infrastructures such as the Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. Instead of these are all kind of the servers, third parties servers definitely purchase them on cloud server systems. Anyone like Amazon Web Service, Microsoft, anything, say your budget or your conventional language, your flexible time, how these work. So you consider the everything. After one purchase the any servers, it centralize the data. Every data, so one centralize the data, like the process it, the provide the tools, the tool to be visualize the result. It's making it easier for the users to create the report and share inside the data. These are all platforms often the integrate, which is various data source like both this cloud and the non-premise, and they can scale up or down as the data to analyze to know so need to change. What are the key benefits? Key benefits means like scalabilities, and next on the cost effectiveness, third on the accessibilities, the comparison capabilities. So the scalabilities means it is bigger than the data so everyone integrates like easy adjust and the resource to handling the growing the data and volumes and analytics demands. That's called the scalabilities. Next are the cost effectiveness. Avoid the high capital expenditure of paying and maintaining the some hardware and paying only for the resource you use, like cost effective methods. Accessibilities. Accessibilities like access the data and anytime the analytics tools from anywhere with an internet connection. See, anywhere in the world is the connector with the internet connections. This accessibility is very much for data cloud. Next are the comparison capabilities. The platforms often include a full suite of tools for data, the data's integration, processing, and visualization. Sometimes they engage with the artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities. But I think AI means so inbuilt the machine learning algorithm capabilities, nothing different. It's the same on AI and machine learning same. Some of examples of platforms and the tools. This kind of you know down the so important platforms and it is like Domo that combines the integration and the visualization and application into a single platform. See, next one.
Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Can audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Microsoft Power BI is, offers the robust data visualization and sharing the features with some modifying that some data. Next on the SAP Analytics Cloud. That's the integrates the analytics and the planning, not only planning idea and the predictive analysis and the maintenance. Some of the predictive maintenance, predictive analysis also. Next on the Snowflake, a cloud data platform for consolidating and analyzing the data across different environment, different places. Tablets Cloud, the provide a fast and flexible analytics through the interactive dashboards. This kind of see that this picture is simply represents the mobile health dashboard for the doctors and the patients. First of all, doctors to feed the every data like a previews the patient.
Excuse me, sir.
Patient.
Your, there is some disturbance in your voice. Can you please increase the volume?
One sec.
I think mic is not aligned properly.
Now okay, I think so. Yes, okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. This kind of visualize to see the easily understand the mobile health dashboard for the doctors. Doctors provide the previous patient data like each patient the data is stored. The comparison the like upcoming the patient the data is compared. A functionalities in RPM. First of all, the four consideration. First of all, real-time analog detections, yearly diagnostics through the machine learning models, predictive analytics for the psoriasis disease, and automated alerts and decision supports. Patient-facing functionalities, personalized engagement. This two kind of the patient-facing the functionalities. The first one, the personalized engagement. The artificial intelligence can power the personalized dashboards, provide the tailored the health recommendations, and offer the virtual coaching to encourage the patient to actively manage the health. So this kind to patient to doctors visually guiding and coaching the encourage the patient to actively manage in the manage to give the health tips and everything to monitoring with helps engage the patient educations. AI can deliver the relevant educational content based on patient's specific data and needs for helping them the better understand and manage the conditions. Operational and administrative functionalities. There are three kind of the functionalities. One is streamline the workflows, like AI automated administrative task like generating the documentation for complaints and billing and preparing the concise the patients summarize for the clinical reviews. Next on the improve the efficiency by automating the data analyzed and flash and flaring the critical cases and analyze and allow the artificial intelligence clinic to focus the more time on the patients to care and listen the manual data review and administrative task to basic to compare the previous data, so manual data and administrative task out to the review of the previous methods. Next on the community resource recommendations. AI can identifying the patient's social and community's needs from the conversation data and suggestions relevant local resource such as meal delivery service or nutrition class, anything. These are all kind of, sorry, this is operational and administrative functionalities. Next on the RPM IoT architect. I think IoT architects, you know that very well. I think simply represented. IoT is nothing but the hardware to connect and respond anywhere in the world to connect the internet. It is called IoT. That is an architect. One hardware like the interface, the some sensor, the things, the data to control the cloud, to control the so controlling the anywhere in the world. So for example, the IoT device, it is called the mobile device also. Okay, this architects based upon a small microcontroller sensor with a cloud with one of the inputs like any software system. It is a basic IoT system. As one more Internet of Things, another revolution is called Industrial Internet of Things, like IIoT. It is now advanced to the factory maintenance predictive and factory operations to also integrate this kind of the technologies. This interface of RPM IoT architects is based on four system data, sensor data. Sensor data means everything the like any data sensor like bio already discussed that after edge process, that edge process after the data store the cloud servers. Okay. Second on the AI models. What are the AI models? AI models trained some models to give the previous data to integrate the like trained models. There's a pattern recognition. Many models are available, but particularly our our projects where is to flexible AI models and where advantage based upon you select the AI models. But this project you mostly used for pattern recognition methods. Third on the dashboard. What is the dashboard means very important. Doctor names, doctor data, patient notifications about the patient's any disease or any other things to update the notification very important. Fourth on the continuous loop for monitoring and feedback. Everything's monitoring for the patient and to collect the feedback means to some of the any other problems of timely basics of respondent. So this kind of four architect need for the RPM applications. This kind of the projects, what are the applications going to the use? First of all, cardiac monitoring like ECG, BP, diabetic glucose tracking, elder fall directions, respiratory monitoring, post-surgery recombinations. This major application used for this kind of the technologies. Okay. What are the benefits of the this projects? Like first of all, your patient reduce the frequently visited, reduce the hospitals visits and yearly directions of complications and patients centering the continues the care. Patient continues the monitoring and care the patient data based on caring. Fourth on the cost effective the health monitoring. Cost effective means like visited other things is not to pay for the doctors and to save the transportation costs. So this kind of the very cost effective source. What are the future trends? Actually, future trends AI driven personalized the medicines like AI driven means like one human body to analyze the AI and finding the your body based on problem to select the medicines to also advised and your body based and your blood based your heartbeat based your the medicines you take the medicines to finding the AI driven definitely the or like your feed for the medicine. Next is that federate the learning for private medical data. Third is the smart home health integrations. Like already the smart automation home and smart hospital system, smart college. It is the integration of everything data, but particularly health integrations very important. But I do visit the China 5 years back. So one university that time smart health center the integration to the hospitals. I visited the Biang University in 6 years back. Instead of autonomous health assistant. Autonomous means it's a timingly you take your medicines like monthly or every day to monitoring and support for medicines. It is to find the right medicines and the right time will take the medicines. So these are all autonomous for health supports very need for the upcoming trend societies. So the very I think I to share some of our information to my data is already on that. So next slide I go for some of our company oriented presentation like two slides. Uh, these are all achievements like industry use of all artificial intelligence and robotics. Almost I 24 colleges MOU signed. Uh, Almost 200 webinars is not update the PPT like 200 webinars I talked today. 20,000 students I had to train the robotics and the drone like IoTs. 4 times the world record is our companies done last year. Almost 4 international award like Village Technology scores outstanding performance for the categories of the best institute of AI in robotics. So these are all our success stories, like rural to the corporate students and in national or international to university lab setup and provide the support for A2 is that like NAC supported, NAC supported, NBA supported, and lab setup curriculum trained incubation supports students commonly to cultivate the Internet of Things and 3D printing and robotics. So these are all, I think, successfully put a lab I have reached last 3 years. Thank you for if you want anything, ask this question. I do interactions. Anything you need, please ask the questions. Definitely, I give them my experience and sharing the knowledge. Definitely, please ask the questions. Any questions, please ask, and definitely I give them my inputs and valuable.
Participants, please, you can ask any questions if you have. Participants can ask any questions. You can put it in the chat box.
Generally, ask the questions for IoT system and AI system. How they build the practically and how to write the research, how to make a funding system and product development training. Anything, ask. Definitely, I do give them some ideas.
Sir, my question is like now, what kind of robotics, what kind of implementation you're doing, sir?
Actually, we are providing three verticals we are doing. Actually, training and developments. Next one, the product development. Third, the research and development. Second thing is a product, agriculture and medical care robots. Already, I launched the COVID times and educational robots also the produced nowadays. Training developments like short time and how to make a robots, humanoid robots, interaction robots. These are all kind of training for the colleges like arts college and engineering university level. Third, on the research and developments, I have 7 patent I filing, 2 patents I got it. So it's support for the verticals like agriculture verticals, medical verticals, and education, and one more thing, the medical. And the college for supports for research for the grant, MSME support, incubation supports, a student to encourage them to register the startup competitions like national or international levels. These are all we service for the past 14 years. I personally I travel the this kind of service, but branded 4 years I traveled.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
participants,
this
if you
is
are having any
yeah.
question, you can ask.
Yes, please. Yes.
Sir, this is Srinivasan once again. Good
Yeah,
evening.
please, sir. Yeah, good evening, sir. Please.
Sir, is there any AI controllers for medicinal fields? So suppose I am doing an integrated device for something to do
Yeah,
with the patient monitoring
yeah.
or some saline controlling, blood, something like that. So,
Yes, sir.
is there any AI controllers are there?
Yeah. Definitely, sir. Novida, like a Jetson or your flexible Raspberry or Jetson Novida. So better, powerful
Okay.
AI computers. Jetson
Okay,
nano computers.
yes, sir. I'm asking something like a chip as a small device.
Raspberry, okay, sir. Not an issue. Raspberry is
Oh,
like a 7,000, 4,000 is available, sir. Basic level.
uh, uh, Okay, sir. Okay.
What's the foreign? Sir, please give the model details which are be import the Python to connect the computer system with the IoT device. Yeah, it is possible. The Raspberry or Node 232 is possible to Python. Raspberry and ES 232 types of languages robotics. Basic, you build the robot. Basic, you study the C++ and embedded C. And finally, powerful languages, the Python. The third languages are used for robots built. If you want your training for any Jetson computers or like Raspberry training, definitely we provide, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Participants, if you need any clarifications, you can unmute and ask. So, okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your nice explanations and your enlightened speech on smart IoT systems specifically. Kindly share your contact details if scholars or PG students want to communicate with them, with you, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Sure.
Share in a slide, sir.
I put the contact number. Balaji Thiru is the founder of Village Technology Schools. Our contact number. Please connect anytime, like later the things, technology development, training developments, and skill developments. Please connect. Contact to me. I do definitely. I give the best to my team. Almost 43 colleges I most signed, and 20 colleges I successfully running the short-term courses. Hands-on training also to provide.
Thank you so much for accepting our invite, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you for
project
valuable time.
support you are providing, sir, for students.
Students to short-term value-added courses, incubation supports, and incubation setup. Internship also, madam. Internship, job offers, job also to provide. Internship nowadays, 20 students provide for the BSc Physics. Now, it's running on the internship. BSc Mathematics, BSc Computer Science, almost 300 students internship we provided. Particularly drone and IoT technologies.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Pushpa, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. You shared
you,
your
madam. Thank
ideas
you.
and experience to us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now I invite Dr. Srinivasan to introduce distinguished speaker of this second section on case studies AI healthcare applications. Srinivasan,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Melvin Prabhu, cybersecurity engineer from Contestant, Parangudi, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Mr. Melvin holds a BE Computer Science from MECPO Schlenk Engineering College and brings over 2 years of cybersecurity experience. He has steadily advanced in his cybersecurity career, starting as an intern at Netrodyne, then becoming an associate security analyst, followed by security analyst before joining in Contessent. He is actually specializes in threat detection, incident response, network monitoring, and security log analysis with proficiency in SIM, vulnerability assessment, and risk identifications. This approach combines analytical rigor, proactive threat hunting, and commitment to continuous learning in emerging areas like cloud security and threat intelligence. Mr. Melvin represents the next generation of cybersecurity professionals dedicated to protecting the digital assets in our increasingly connected world. Welcome, sir. Now the time is yours. Thank you.
Melvin sir, you can start your session now. Ma'am, please make him co-host, ma'am.
He is already co-host only, ma'am. He can share his screen now. Okay, there is a technical issue. He is not there. So let us wait for a few minutes. Yes, he joined. Melvin, sir, you can
Hello.
share your screen.
Yeah,
You are the
thank you.
co-host. You can share your screen now.
Okay. I'm unable to share the screen. I didn't get the access.
You're able to share?
No, no, ma'am, I didn't get the access here.
Make him be sure that he is now co-host.
No, he is a co-host only. You can check.
I didn't get option to share the screen, ma'am. Like,
Okay, I'll revoke and I'll do it
Yeah.
again. Now please check.
still,
Now you're able to do?
no, I'm still the same. I'll share you the PPT.
Let me share. Oh no, wait, I'll make you as a who. Now please try, sir.
I'm not, like, I have shared you my screenshot also. Like, I'm not getting that.
You're not able to share. Okay, let me share them.
Ma'am, otherwise make him as host, ma'am.
I have shared you the link.
You're able to see the screen?
Yeah, ma'am. Now I can see the screen.
Yes.
So yeah, sorry guys for the technical issues and welcome again. Thanks for the Srinivas sir for a beautiful warm welcome here. So let's start the session. So first of all, before starting, today is Men's Day. So happy Men's Day to all the gentlemen over here. And then always, let's go to the session. So before starting, I want to give a small disclaimer that all the images used here is posted by pixels.com, which is like a open source image posting site. So uh, please consider that. So nothing is copyrighted. Okay. We'll go to the next slide, ma'am. Yeah, so today's key agenda will be like we'll start with the introduction and then we will see the case studies like how the healthcare application has revolutionized in the modern environment. Also, like how the AI in healthcare has improved in the administration and operation environment. So we will also consider the ethical consideration, the security risk behind it in the AI. So and then also like future direction, which I think that AI in the healthcare will be more improved. So we will dive deeper in each of these topics. So let's go first to the introduction of the AI. Next slide, ma'am. So in the introduction of the AI, we have totally like four main subtopics we will see. So which how the AI can be introduced to the healthcare. So that will be discussed in the overview part. Then the importance where it makes the importance over in the modern healthcare. So then we will see the key technologies like machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing. So most of them time people get confused of the three are the same one, but how they make difference within the environment. So we will also see the benefits and challenges of the AI with the case studies so that it can make how the AI can be introduced and how it impacts in the real life scenarios. So yeah, now we can go to the next slide. So overview of the AI in healthcare. So to introduce the AI in healthcare, there are four different ways. First, like we will introduce in the diagnostics part. Like this way, the AI will be learning our old data set and will be predicting and analyzing the new diseases, or it will help to detect the disease with the earlier with great precision. So next is like automating the healthcare workflows. So this is the least important, but it plays a major role. Like it saves time, more amount of time, and also the burnout of the healthcare workers. So it helps to manage the patient records, automate administrative tasks and other automation tasks like optimizing hospital operations and everything. So AI maximum reduces the workload here. So we introduce AI in this way. So next way is like personalized treatment plan. So how about an AI analyzes my particular particular data set, like how I have my medical history and my particular data set and customize the plan specifically for me. So it analyzes my sleep pattern and then my stress level, my blood pressure, my heart rate, and then specifically gives an advice for a particular like a surgery or particular things. So this comes with a personalized treatment plan. So when you consider, there are two different ways, like when a heart surgery is done or a dental surgery is done, they both are related. So when dental surgery is done, people generally check the like dentists generally check the heart rate and then check the blood rate. So all this considers under a personalized treatment plan. If there is an AI there, we don't need to do so much of background checks in the back. So it reduces a large amount of time. So next is like real-time monitoring and predictive healthcare. So this was like detailed explained in the last session. Also, we will see some of it in the next slide. So these are the market available wearables which is induced by AI. So most of these are not like not in India actually. So except Apple Watch and some other major things, but still we are improving more and we will be like expecting more this kind of wearables and other things in the near future. Next slide. So yeah, so importance of AI in healthcare. So here we'll take how AI is important. So scalability and 24 cross support. So nowhere a machine is getting tired. So it's like 24/7 available. So consider a person is getting a surgery and then there is a TV in the bag running with a number of waves, sigma waves, cos waves, and we don't know which kind of waves it is. So we can't ask a doctor to monitor every day, like every second, like standing there and monitoring the waves. Instead, consider an AI agent is like AI agent or some AI model is in there and it monitors the health. So it can easily alert the doctors or other clinicians there immediately if there is any anomaly there. So it can also manage a large workloads without getting like errors. So the precision is also great. So saves lives through still like this, yeah. Back slide 6 now. Yeah. So AI actually detects the disease very early. So when there is a small patch or node, which we don't consider this as an vulnerable to us, but AI image can easily analyze this and then compare with the past data set, and then it can classify this as a cancerous disease or something like a tumor or something. It can classify this. So this comes with a classification model. So it also enhances doctor productivity. As I said earlier, your background checks will be done precisely by AI before itself. But here the AI is not overtaking doctor, like it's not replacing doctor. Instead, it's empowering the doctor. That's how we see. So accelerate drug discovery. So whenever a new device, like a new disease outbreaks, so we need a drug immediately. So AI helps to find the patterns, different permutation and combination of chemicals inside this and the drugs, which can lead to a drug discovery faster. So next slide, ma'am. So we will see the difference between these three: machine learning, deep learning, and NLP in the AI in the healthcare. So machine learning here, the particular model is learning from the healthcare data and identifying the pattern, and then it supports the decision making for the doctors and other stuffs. Whereas in the deep learning, it learns from the important things called X-ray, CT scans, and PET scans or MRI scans. So in these kind of imaging scans and signals, which is very complex for an individual model to learn. So deep learning, like using deep learning, we can create a neuron kind of thing, and then it will help to analyze and automate the clinical and operational purpose. So next is like NLP. So NLP is like a natural language process, allows AI to understand and generate medical language. So it can support like a chatbots or summarize and extract the key information from a particular notes from a doctors, and then it can explain it to the patients in a new like human readable words, like not in medical terms, like ordinary person terms. So here the NLP plays a major role. So next is like benefits of AI. So there is this is called a brain stroke. So where our blood is clotted in the brain. So this is called thrombectomy. So a thrombus is formed. Thrombus is a form of a blood vessel which gets clotted in your brain. So this particular stroke is really hard to identify in the initial stage. But if I recently Punjab introduced an AI powered model in the district hospital. It is like used to train data, so it is for free. So they did for 700 suspected stroke patients, and they came to know that 6 needs to immediately undergo the process mechanical thrombectomy. So immediately they went into the mechanical thrombectomy where a particular nerve will be cut in the wrist, and then they will inject they will send a thin cathedral tube and then add a stent over there. So this will suck the blood on the clot over there, so that like the brain stroke is detected and then cured very early. So this can't be done without AI. So this was posted in the Times of India. So I have given you the link as well. And then next is like lung biopsy in Bangalore. So lung biopsy is the process of cutting a small part of lungs where lung tissue, so that you can it helps the doctor to analyze if there is a tumor or any other particular uh, disease or infection in there. But it's very hard to cut the direct lungs. So there are 3 methods to do it. So one is using insertion method, like directly you cut the lungs and then you do the biopsy. So second is like using injection. So, but the injection is like you get a very minimal amount of tissues. So it's like really hard to do it. Third, again, it's like you send a tube to your mouth, losing local anesthesia and this stuff. So again, it's really hard. So instead, in the Bangalore, so at the Manipal Hospital, there's a system called Lung Vision. So it creates a 3D navigation map of a patient's lung. So it helps how the tube should flow in the lungs. So it helps, and then it reduces the complexity in the process. So this procedure was risky before if a patient heart is weak. So after including this kind of procedure using AI, this is like more improved. So next slide. So another one important benefits is like one of the which AI helped to diagnose the lung cancer was like this doesn't happen in India. It happened in outside of India. So one of the patient named Susan Riffle, she smokes oftenly before, then she quit smokes. So during a CT scan, she had a small lesion. Lesion is a small hump or a small patch found there. So doctor immediately used an AI analyzer to analyze this, and then they found there is a 64% chance that it is a cancer. So they immediately did a biopsy, and then early stage of like lobectomy and early stage of cancer treatment, and then cured the disease. So that's one of the major benefits. So the benefits also comes with the challenges. So next we will see the challenges of coming. So do you guys know how many major vitals are there in our body? Like how many vital signs are typically measured in the human body? Any like a count? Can you give any random count? Will be like any guesses? Okay. So let me tell you, like it's five main vitals: heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and temperature, and the oxygen saturation. So these are the five major vitals. But with these five major vitals, I can't train a model. So it's a human body, and the life is in the risk. So you can't train with only trusting these five major vitals. So instead, you need a uh, very like precise vitals. So if you go dig deeper into it, there are like 1,000+ vitals. So your model should train this much number of vitals then you need a huge data set. So we can't get this much of data set. You can't do this much of scans to a particular person's. This is highly costly, and then it consumes a large amount of resources to train this model. So this is like very costly to use. So other than that, there are many other challenges also. We'll see in the next slide. Uh, so, so data privacy and security. So I come from a security background. I have worked in an AI-based company. So it's called NetRed, where we do dash cams over there. So dash cams are generally placed in the car. So we try to do this in ambulance. So then we need to get certified by a regulation called HIPAA. So it's a healthcare insurance portability and accountability certificate. We need to get that immediately so that like our PHA data, like personal health information data, is completely secured. So we keep this secured. But how about our AI? Like, will the AI also will be the same? Like, will it keep it secured? Like, who is going to take accountability if it gets leaked? These kind of challenges arises. So other than that, bias and fairness. So we train a model only based on Indian patients. So suddenly, if a US patient or someone from a different country also got diagnosed by this particular disease, then the algorithm model will model result will be vary, and the fairness and the bias will be like coming into place. So other than next is like integration with existing system. So it's not easy to introduce a new thing to a very traditional old healthcare systems. It's running efficiently, but integrating this comes with a greater time and greater resources also. So interpretability and explainability. So clinicians may not trust AI decision. As you know, we also doesn't trust, like I'm also like, I can't directly trust AI as AI is still growing. at this point. So this comes under challenge, great challenge. So workforce displacement. So many people can lose jobs as it is happening now, and high costs and maintenance. As I said earlier, developing and deploying and also updating the AI and maintaining it comes with a greater cost. So ethical concern, decision affecting patient outcome and need accountability and transparency. So this all comes under a great challenges of using this AI. So next slide. Ma'am. So next is like key AI healthcare applications. So we see diagnostics and imaging, which where the AI plays a really a major role. Other than that, predictive analytics, so which helps to detect the disease early. We saw one case study also. So remote monitoring, we have two types of remote monitoring things like AI for detecting diabetic and retinopathy, and IBM Watson in oncology. So we will see deep in this session. Uh, Next slide. So diagnostics. So AI detecting lung nodules on CT scans. So when a person has a CT scan in earlier, like a very earlier stage, a human can't detect whether it's a cancerous one or not cancerous one. If there is a small lymph directly, it can't mean to be a cancerous one. So tools like Google DeepMinds and L-Unit Insight can spot early lung cancer nodules that radiologists might miss. So similar to that, the AI identifying strokes and brain CT. So here there is a different AI, rapid AI, which instantly detect the strokes of our brain bleeds and alert stroke team within minutes. So again, it is an enterprise AI. You can't afford it for free. It's really costly one. So next is like the breast cancer detection on mammograms. So all the mammals have this. So Google has developed iCAD and Google Health models detect early breast cancer with accuracy and comparable to expert radiologists. So this will help to detect the disease early and take faster action. So we will see this in the next slides. So predictive analysis and early detection. So AI recognize a pattern and the risk factors in this. These systems enable the doctors to intervene the proactively and personalized care plans. So this likely reduce the complication and even helps early detection helps to recover very fastly and cure the particular disease. So the architecture generally is like you collect the data, so AI analyzes it and gives a risks to it. So then the based on the risk, doctor check the like will give the treatment. So next slide. So this is how the model is getting treated, like a medical imaging model is going to be trained, and it is going to be how it's going to be used. So first, the large amount of data sets is being sent to a predictive AI model. So also the clinical workflow is where the doctors themselves confirm whether there is a cancer or not cancer, like it's not a cancer. So then based on that, there is a confidence score which the which the deferral AI model learns it. So then it learns using the ground truth tables. So based on that, if it is a one, maybe cancer, zero, not a cancer. So like this, it learns. Then we can come to the production part. So where we can send a new X-ray image where the model confirms is that whether this particular disease is there or not, disease doesn't there. So that's the main architecture behind it. It's like a very high level architecture. Inside, it's like there are so much of number of structural layers inside this, which takes a lot of time and money also. So next slide, ma'am. So AI for detecting diabetic retinopathy. So diabetic retinopathy is like particular disease where during diabetics, the particular retina in the like blood vessels in the retina, like in the eye, gets uh, gets hemorrhages where the blood is getting leaked or something. So if it is not treated properly, it can like reduce the visibility, and even you can lose vision because of this disease. So AI here helps to take the image of the retina separately. In the right side, you can see the orange color image where it is an image of an eyeball. So there will be a small lymph over there. So that is the particular path where the hemorrhage has happened. So AI will learn this kind of thousands of images using the data set and analyzes the lymph. then it dies with like black color to make it more efficient. So 0 or 1 where the machine learns very fast. So this is the one. So I took these images from iArt, AI powered solution for this. So this house AI enables a person to see and brings vision to the world also. So next slide. So IBM Watson in oncology. Oncology is like a really important one. So it's a powerful AI-driven platform designed to assist oncologists. So it's in diagnosing and treating cancer. So by leveraging vast amount of medical data, Watson analyzes clinical trial results and medical literature, the patient records, and also the genes of the data, genomic data to provide evidence-based treatment recommendation. So it helps the decision, like it's like a data driven one. So it's not like a random decision. It's a data driven based on the data, like consider 500 people has been considered this as a cancer based on this particular data. Like this gives a solid support to consider this as a cancer or not cancer. So, and then you get data analysis and insights of a particular patient. Then we can integrate this with the medical team. So it's not a replacement to the medical professionals, as I say. It empowers the doctors, and the doctors use their expertise to make the final decision. So next slide. So this is the architecture of the IBM Watson. So where the IBM Watson is like having IBM Watson acts as a main AI environment where the workflow is there. So first the Watson Studio flows into oncology module, which has a large number of data, both structured and unstructured, all cancer-specific data sets, and they have a separate dedicated pipeline that manages all the incoming patient information. This pipeline is connected to electronic health records, had different medical data source, and ensure they are processed in the correct order. So electronic health record considers patient demographics, diagnosis notes, lab values, and previous medical histories, and which is essential for oncology analysis. So the other branch consists of MRI scan, CT scan, PET scan, which is used for detecting the tumors and then segmenting lesion and then measuring the disease progression. So when the imaging data flows into a model training component where the AI model, especially deep learning vision models, are trained and finding using historical oncology image data sets. Finally, both EHR insights and imaging model inputs are merged, and then the particular doctor decides makes the final decision using his expertise based on the scores. So this is how the real architecture is there. So this is particular only one part of the architecture. Like in the next slide, we will see how it is integrated into a corporate environment. So oncology is a very big process. So big hospitals will integrate into the corporate environment. So we will see the architecture of that as well. Next slide. So here the connected health device. So the number one will be the connected health device where it flows to the Amazon Kinesis data firehose where the data flows like flows over there. So from there, AWS Lambda process the data and then like it's the number two, AWS Lambda process the data and send to S3. If the process is not correct or something fails, it goes to the 3, which is like a SNS, which is simple notification service, and then it gets notified again. So the process repeats. So again going to S3, so it like sends to the IBM Watson knowledge catalog, which we saw now recently. From here, the particular things are analyzed, and then it sends to the healthcare application and then healthcare users. So same way, we need to monitor the security also. So AWS CloudTrail will be like helping to monitor the security. This will send the logs to the SIM tool, IBM QRadar, where the security operator teams will be working on it. This is a very big architecture, which a modern corporate data center will be working with IBM Catalog. Next slide. So this is the complete definition which I just told. You can go to the. So here comes the part AI in the healthcare administration and operations. So apart from medical terms, how AI can improve the healthcare and then makes you worth more. So consider it can be used in the AI power automated claims and denials. So mainly for insurance purpose, algorithmic triage and patient priority scoring. So this helps to prioritize the patient and give the proper treatment to them. So next is like administrative workforce, which is like a displacement by AI, which I consider both good and bad as is it's like it reduces the human error, but also it also reduces the emotional support from the humans as well as it reduces the workforce also. Next, hospital security monitoring using AI. So there are like so much of CCTV cameras, but who watches all the videos? Like those videos are like simply dumped for 30, 60 days and then like it's been not used. But it serves as a great purpose, but consider an AI model which sees that CCTV camera daily. Next is like shadow AI, what it is and why it is a big deal. We will see this in the upcoming slides. So next one. So AI powered automated claims and denials. So AI can analyze an insurance claims in real time. So AI can analyze the claims. So when I go to a hospital and there is a separate desk similar to reception for reception. So where they detect they give work for the insurance team and then you either get claim your insurance or you get denied. So instead of that person, it goes, comes, and then it takes minimum 15, 20 days for you to get it. So consider an AI model sitting there and then does all the background checks. So it checks all your medical history, if there is any fraud happening in the back end, and then it speeds up the review process completely. Also, it reduces the manual workload. So almost a good hospital like almost has many patients like coming. So which will be like huge burnout for them as well. So it minimizes human errors also, and then it can also ensure the faster claim. So this will work. AI can't reject directly the claim. So instead, it can approve the claim, but the rejection part will be concluded by the human. So it will flag this. So the architecture behind is like same thing, but with a different kind of data. So input layer consider like a large dump of old data sets, which helps to claim data, like supporting documents, policy rules, so that like our model can learn from everything. So policy rules and other supporting documents. So before learning, we need to pre-process the particular data. So we extract the data and then we clean it and then we send it to this. So next is like I need to complete it. So next, our model learns this. So we use RAG. RAG is like our previous data were present in an S3 bucket, which is a cloud source. Then it can learn from it. So then comes the decision layer, which approves or deny based on the confidence score. So it gives a score like 0 to 1 from 0.5 or 6, which will be like 0.5 will be below 0.5 will be denied, which will be flagged to a manual person. So that person particularly can look into this and then check this. So these kind of process are done by third party vendors like big service based companies take this kind of does this kind of activities and then they take care of these projects. So the real problem is here is like security risk behind it. So the security risk will be like I don't want to tell my personal health information to everyone. I don't want it to get leaked. But this data goes into multiple persons, and then it comes back during a manual process. But in the AI thing, AI computer only sees your health information, not a human. But same way, computer also can be hacked and other things. So it comes with both good and bad. So that's the major problem here. Uh, Next slide. Algorithmic triage and patient priority scoring. So there is a study in the BMC emergency medicine. So they developed a machine learning model to predict the patient disposition in emergency department. So how the ERT member should be like there. So by analyzing both structured data like our age, vital signs, and other particular things, and unstructured like data like notes. uh, so so this help to prioritize the patient. So we will give like a mark based on it. Consider one like 1 point, like if the age is too high, If the vitals are increasing, then you give 1. So based on the risk, you can add weight. So if vitals are high, 1 into 2, so it will be 2. So after that, you have a particular mark, and then you can convert into a percentage. So based on the percentage, the model can give you a suggestion of the prioritization. So this study was done by the BMC Emergency Medicine Developed team, and then it's still in progress, but still it's not in the production. Soon will be there, I guess. Uh, Next slide. So administrative workforce displacement by AI. So as I said earlier, humans can be replaced by AI. Not doctors can be replaced by AI. The humans working there can be replaced by AI, like a receptionist or someone like a billing or coding team there. So those back office tasks can be displaced by AI. So AI-driven automation healthcare will be transforming this process. So these tools will process claims, extract and validate the clinical information. So it can manage the inventory of the pharmacy. So pharmacists also will be like more number of pharmacists also will be losing their job, will be leads to displacement of the AI. Even though it boosts efficiency, also it cut costs to the extent. But it also raises a big significant workforce concerns. As you know, as I said earlier, AI is not tired, and it can even help to manage very large workloads. So so this will be like forcing staff either to upskill or shift to different roles. So this displacement requires like to be like more precise and everything. Yeah. So hospital security monitoring using AI. As we discussed earlier, like, there are more number of CCTV cameras in the hospitals, but people don't see every CCTV cameras. But instead, we can inject the cameras, videos into an AI model, and then we can detect unauthorized access or suspicious behavior. So unauthorized access, like you can use a face detection to detect a person who's not authorized and which is entering a particular staff, which can be really lethal to the hospital environment. So it also helps in the access control. So many times, if you see the doors are open in many of the server rooms of the hospitals, like I see this personally, which is a huge security risk. Even though there is a CCTV camera, if there is any change happen, then we can't do anything. So then intrusion detection. So AI identify unusual movements or breaches in the restricted zone. So consider if there is a huge number of people comes with an weapons or something, AI can detect it and then immediately call an SOS so that like before a human takes an action. So patient and staff safety monitoring. So sometimes patient falls or get more aggressive during a medical treatment. So these kind of abnormalities, AI like cameras, CCTV cameras can be detected by AI. So it's both for patient safety as well as staff safety. Staff can be abused by patient or like kind of like denied by the treatment and physically like these kind of stuffs also can be detected using the hospital security monitoring. So this plays a like major role in this. So next is like we integrate this with our emergency response team. So automatically alerts if there is any huge number of security or medical teams during the incidents. So this is like really a game changer if you consider the videos which we use. Even though we collect a huge number of data as a video, we don't even come back and see the particular video properly. So this will be like a huge game changer of this form. Next one. What is shadow AI? So if you read this, this will explain what is shadow AI. So a guy is asking, is this mushroom edible? And the AI initially says yes. Next, the guy, he got passed away because that mushroom is poisonous. So AI is reacting in this way. So don't take any advice from AI, medical advice from AI. So similarly, it goes both hands. A patient also should not take an advice from AI, and then doctors or someone clinician also should not be overly dependent on AI. So consider we have ChatGPT, and if my doctor uploads my medical history over ChatGPT and then asks for something, so I don't want to do it, but it still happens. That's why it's called shadow AI. So it's shadow AI refers to use of artificial intelligence tools and application without formal approval. These are often free third-party AI applications. So tomorrow, like some AI, generative AI like ChatGPT will know about my medical history and learn this. So this poses a serious PHI data like risk, PHI leakage risk. So this comes under shadow AI. Next. So why the shadow AI is like a big deal? As I said earlier, patients may unknowingly share sensitive health data without unapproved AI tools. So generally, these AI tools will be having an enterprise AI version where the particular environment is only will be dedicated for a particular hospital. Consider there is an hospital X. Uh, if there is an hospital X, so this particular hospital will have a particular environment for them. So they will use the AI tools for that. So that particular data will not be leaked outside. So they will have a special permission. They will be having an NDA sign. So it won't be like leaked properly. So without unapproved AI tools will use to train their own models. So the decision includes the shadow AI may affect treatment or health outcomes without like a doctor's or clinician knowledge. So lack of validation can lead to errors, misdiagnosis, or inconsistent. So this is from patient's perspective. Like from clinician's perspective, the doctors may face liability if patient outcomes are affected by like AI recommendation, which is like we can't be 100% sure AI is every time correct. So shadow AI can bypass hospital protocols. Like as I said earlier, I don't want my particular PHI data to be posted into a chat GPT or some other generative AI. So this could be lead to an bigger security risk. So over reliance on unsupervised AI tools can lead to an diverse judgment or a trust of one particular systems. So if there is an misdiagnosed by a disease, and then tomorrow I'm not going to a particular hospital, so this happens. So IT and compliance teams struggle to monitor, and then usage of increasing cybersecurity and regulatory risk because of this. So more number of complaints risk arises because of this. So this is the real problem with the shadow AI. Please be sure that you don't ask any advice from the AI. You can ask a doctor instead. Yeah. Next slide. So the more or less related shadow AI and ethical consideration challenges are more or less equal. So first point is like algorithmic bias and unequal resource allocation. So the algorithm is biased if I say if algorithm is biased if the model is being trained with inadequate data sets. So if a particular model is trained with a data set of 24 or 25-year-old male, so if there is a disease, same disease diagnosed for a 50-year or 60-year-old male, then again the particular vitals and all the patterns which the AI learned will not be matching the same. There are so much other vitals needs to be learned. Similarly, it goes for the weather, stress, and heart rate, blood results, so blood test results and respiratory rate, everything. So the bias makes it more difficult for the AI to learn. So similarly, we can't train a model with completely 100% correct, as we need hundreds and hundreds of data from each and every country, and this will include more amount of training time as well as more cost also, which is also not very feasible. So the AI models are currently evolving, but still there is a bias and unequal resource allocation. So next is like accountability when AI makes an operational errors. So if there is an operational error, who's going to own the accountability? Like if there is an operation, like an error happened in an classification, even though it is a data driven and everything, who will be owning the particular errors? So medical errors are like not a very easy error, which has zero tolerance, where the life is at risk. So this comes with a great responsibility. So next is like ethical boundaries and workforce automation. So people tend to cast the hospital protocols and other things, which is like really hard. Next is like data security and third-party AI vendor risk. So data, we must be really sure our data is secured. So my PHI data should be secured. Then third party AI vendor is, so when a AI vendor comes into it, so it goes into a particular service-based company or some other service which provides an AI service to a particular hospital. So data flows through that chain and then comes back. So if the particular third party vendor get compromised, then the data in the particular hospital also get compromised. Then the PHI data gets leaked. Next is like lack of transparency. So black box models. Black box models are the models which supports guides or particular decision without proper data. Like it can directly say you give an X-ray image and then it can directly say this eye has a tumor, this does not have a tumor, but you don't know what that AI did and what is the key features which is helping to come to this conclusion. This is like black box models. So informed consent for AI assisted decision. So AI assisted decision will make us to think crookedly. So if a AI says listed only 5 particular diseases, so the doctors and clinicians will be like looking into that particular disease alone. They can't think out of this. Like their decisions are like it will be dependent on AI. So that's why over reliance and AI overriding also will comes under the same process. So regulatory gaps and unclear compliance standards, same thing. So HIPAA, SBA, and other particular compliance regulation rules comes under this. So equity issues in access to AI creation. So urban versus rural. So there will be a huge difference between these people. How does an people from very remote areas would access this AI tools? How will they help to use this? So we discussed earlier retinopathy, the diabetes retinopathy. So this particular disease can be diagnosed in the home itself. I just need a camera, so where the camera will automatically takes photos of my eyeball. So this is like a remote diagnosis process, but this can't be easily accessed by the other employees, like other remote villagers or some other villages very easily. So then in future, it may be sure it can come to us. Misuse of patient data for commercial AI training. Sometimes data is misused and then it's sent for commercial AI training, which is the biggest ethical consideration. Yeah. So same thing which we discussed earlier. So AI in healthcare brings with great responsibility for the doctors as well as the patients as well. So be considerate when we post something on the AI, and please be very careful when we post something on AI. Or else there is an option to use a temporary chat where sometimes the particular chat history gets deleted. So don't more over rely on it. So future direction in AI healthcare. So these are all the future direction which I believe which would be there in the healthcare. So there may be some more still upcoming, but this is the major thing I'm thinking will be there. So AI plus augmented reality or virtual reality surgical navigation. So as I said earlier, there is a treatment called lung biopsy. So lung biopsy can be done using 3 ways. So one is like incision method where they cut open the lungs and then take a small piece of lung tissue and then use microscope to detect diagnose the disease. So next is like using the cathedral where they cut a small neurosurgeons cut a small opening in the wrist. Then they will send a thin tube like it's called cathedral uh, to look into that particular particular lungs. So these particular things can be more uh, enhanced when you use an AI and we can integrate with artificial reality like that. So personalized AI-driven prosthetics and exoskeletons. People with prosthetics can be more functional and then it can work perfectly with use of AI. So AI enhanced telemedicine and remote surgery. As I said earlier, diabetics in the retinopathy can be can be diagnosed using remote. So even like in future, there is a remote surgery method could be possible. So predictive public health and epidemic management. So as you know, COVID came last 4 5 years before, and still like it gave a huge shock to a 21st century. How are we ready for the next epidemic, and how can we stop it, and how it will work? So last point is like mental health and AI comparison. So a human can undergo a trauma or some mental health which can't be explained and detailed to every human like other ones. So this kind of thing can be cured with AI as a companion. So it supports as an companion to you, and then it gives therapy and other stuffs like this. We can integrate with this with VR to be furthermore efficient. So next slide. So 3D tumor mapping before surgery. Surgeons use uh, I'll give that.
Is it
Reload.
okay? I'm on the right slide, right?
Yeah. You can request access Alex. Uh, Somehow it's not showing up there. Okay. Like it's like how do you uh, map the particular tumor? So you can use a VR similar to like you project you project the heart outside, and then you can navigate the tube and how this particular surgery should be done and how it's like done properly. So this will help the surgeon to use an AI generated 3D VR models to visualize the margins. Hmm. Can you refresh one second? No, it's like simple this kind of thing. Or
No
recently
audio.
Apple Vision
No
Pro.
audio, right?
No. It's a simple piece. So it can be used in the future like a virtual reality integrated with AI to find a navigation of particular surgery. So we can do it before itself. What's the complexity and avoid this kind of stuff. So this was for 3D tumor mapping before the surgery. So next is like real-time VR navigation in the war. So while we can do a rehearsal, like surgeons have an opportunity to do a rehearsal before doing an actual surgery, and then it can avoid the potential complication over there, such as an excessive bleeding or nerve damage or difficult access routes, which allows surgeon to prepare backup strategies in advance. So this will be like a really a game changer in the future if you can do a surgery very precisely before, and then you can do the same thing in the like a human. So this will be like a really a game changer in the future. So post-op analysis and improvement. After surgery, AI recreates the procedure in the VR, and then it can help the team to analyze the errors, and it will be really super useful for learning the particular learning the particular surgery. So this will improve the techniques in the future and the plans for the surgery in the future. Next slide. So personalized AI-driven prosthetics and exoskeletons. So humans without a particular handicap or someone can be can be using this prosthetics, but this prosthetics will not be identifying the real-time patient movement pattern because the each humans are different. They walk differently. They use their hand differently. Each one uses differently. So the muscle signals and the everything will be different. This device learn how the user moves particularly and automatically adjust according to this. So AI model can be personalized for this, and then it automatically adjusts the grip strength, joint angles, or walking support. So one of the major AI which has been used is like Autobox AI, which is controlled with prosthetic legs, which is adjust to different terrains like stairs, slopes. So each people uses like stairs differently. So this Autobox AI will be used to help these kind of things. Next is like there are ex- exobionics, which is like an exoskeleton which helps to helps to be like a in the gives a support for the spinal cord injury. So patients regain their mobility by predicting their intended movement. Their personalization makes rehabilitation also faster. So this will help the particular person to be walking more naturally or using their hands more naturally. So daily activities are easier and safer. So what do you think of this kind of improvements of the AI? Like, next slide, momentum two. AI enhanced telemedicine and remote surgery. AI is transforming telemedicine. Like the doctor can diagnose or monitor or treat patients remotely. This topic is remote in future, so it's not like so sure that AI can we can do a remote surgery. How about think an AI robotic system assist the surgeons like by stabilizing the instruments. So it helps to predict the next surgical step. So and then it can also predict the next particular issue or complexity going on inside the surgery, and then it can alert the medical team inside this. This allows the experts to operate on the patients, and it can help really very well doing these things. So AI analytics supports this particular thing. So recently, DaVinci surgical system, this will help to monitor analyze the real time data flowing through it. So and then it helps to do the procedure, the haptic feedback robotic platforms. So this allows surgeons to feel the tissue remotely, so that like the surgeon's hands doesn't shiver more precisely. So it will be really helpful for the neurosurgeons. Um, yeah, next slide, ma'am. So predictive public health and epidemic management. So how does an epidemic management comes into a play? AI-driven predictive public health uses real-time data. So it uses real-time data. Consider COVID-19. Uh, how we don't have much data to train the model for COVID-19. We did not have much data. It was like a sudden epidemic outburst. So AI system can scan some news or other stuffs or social media post to detect an unusual disease patterns for this. So like a AI called Blue Dot predicted the outbreak before the official announcement. So COVID-19 can be diagnosed faster using the chest X-rays or CT scans from the AI. So it can also have, we can also use some mobile apps where like even India launched India Arogya Setu, and then Apple and Google gave some API which uses AI and ML. It's predicting close contact risk. So it also boosts the drug discovery and vaccine research. So AI can screen millions of molecules to identify the potential drugs, which will be helpful for this. So we discussed earlier called Deep Minds AI, which will be used for drug discovery, and it gives a great breakthrough in the drug discoveries. So ML models can also predict which patients can be need to be prioritized more, which patient may need ICU, and then it can also detect the oxygen demand and the supply, how it is, and how to rationalize the stuff resources. And it can also detect the spread prediction for districts, so where it can be spread, where it's spread more, and then it can helps to uh, contain the particular disease fastly. So hopefully, if there like we don't expect any epidemic in the future, but if so, our ML model could stop some to an extent. We can also have a public health chatbots. So AI chatbots like WHO and CDC bots will give like the symptoms a screening before itself, so it can detect the COVID, diagnose it early itself. It can also we can also say the travel rules before itself and the other information and the other precaution which needs to be taken. So this can reduce the loads on the call centers and other doctors and other loads on other particular healthcare teams. So sometimes AI can hallucinate and then detect fake news also and can learn some false cures also. Like we have so much of data for in YouTube and other social medias and other WhatsApp groups where particular false information spreads on the loose. So these also can be driven. So robot assistants also can be done for this COVID. So like robots can be used, it's not used media, but robots were used to deliver foods and other stuffs things during the lockdown. As also it can disinfect like UV robots and it can reduce the frontline workers. So so the AI can help the world to fight a future epidemic and improve detection and diagnosis across everything. So next slide. Uh, so mental health. So this is completely different to the AI thing which we spoke. This is a mental health. Mental health is like a person who is like feeling isolated or feeling lonely or something, or sometimes they undergone an emotional trauma thing. So recently, I saw one of the article where a person saw a live accident. So he got a PTSD over this, like a post-traumatic disease over it. So this can lead to phobias like so people. So this mental health plus VR can give a virtual real same accident and then stop that particular accident and then it can give some support to an extent. So it can help to avoid phobias. So many fear of heights or many fear of flying or many fear of like claustrophobic peoples all can be like slowly exposed to this environment using the VR and then it can be stopped. Social anxiety simulation like some people struggle to mingle with multiple persons. Instead, they can share their views and everything using social medias like mental just share there using an AI companion. So it can even use for relaxation like it can create a virtual reality like forest or beaches which will be like used to make you relax in like consider in your old age or somewhere you can't travel more, so you need to see some particular things. Then you use this virtual reality, which is empowered with AI. AI then adjusts the VR environments. It can change the intensity, like height, noise, or something like crowd size and everything. So it can personalize the therapy for you also. So it is like consider a virtual therapist is talking to you, but it is not a human, so that you don't tell more. You can tell more personally, which you can't tell to a therapist. It can be a companion and an emotional support. So in here, the AI can analyze the eye movement, like a heart rate and voice tone and body posture. Based on that, it uses this data to understand the anxiety level and the fear, how much fear you are into it, and then it even prevents some dreadful decision like suicides and other particular stuff. Um, so VR therapy creates an free mental health care that adapts to each person's emotional needs. So, yeah. Is there anything related to like tech or things which I can help you?
Clarifications you can ask sir now. Have any doubt? Please raise your doubts.
Else, first, can we have a poll like how much people use wearables like daily
Sure, sir,
wearable?
sure. Participants, please listen. Sir is
Shall I give a poll or you will be giving the poll? You can
Yeah,
also give the poll.
maybe still I'm not post
You're not
able.
able to
Yeah,
listen?
yeah.
Okay. What is your question?
Like you
I'll,
can, yeah. I'll message you.
yes, sir. Message.
So how comfortable will you first I will go with this question. Which area of healthcare should you think the AI will be improving the most? So it is it. Ma'am, will you post the question, right?
I have launched a poll. You can answer.
So based on the poll, we could see everyone wants to breakthrough in the disease diagnosis more. Uh, we could see 24, 25 works are still going up for the disease diagnosis. Yeah. So the whole goes to the disease diagnosis. So yeah, so disease diagnosis is the most voted. So yeah, I'll post the question. So there are many open source projects where you could contribute your disease diagnosis diseases. Like you can work on this particular part. So since many are interested on this, you can contribute over there. So like I can give you the GitHub link and all the things in the documents to the ma'am. So future ma'am will share it to you. So since everyone are more interested in the disease diagnosis and other part, there is an specific open source GitHub page where you can contribute your own models and stuffs like that, which can like you can play a small role to the future of healthcare. Yeah.
Any questions? Please put your questions in the chat box.
So I have shared one of the GitHub repo which is called Mon AI, which is used by NVIDIA. So it can support CT and MRI, X-ray, and ultrasound, and it can learn this, and it can contribute to this and other stuff also. So Subiksha asked what is an XAL. So this XAA is like an similar which I explained that black box AA. So XAA will be completely transparent one. So doctors will not need reasons to particularly justify the particular disease. So if I go and then if I submit my X-ray and then say a doctor says this is a this is a tumor or this is particular patch or something there, how do you justify it? Like a doctor can justify it. How does an AI justify it? So black box models doesn't justify it, but an XAA can justify with the data properly. So this will be like builds a trust between the patients and the doctors also. So also it also gives an assurity based on that particular data.
Sir, what are the existing limitations can propose while modeling a complex image analysis system? Current limitations.
Okay, so I have worked on image analysis in different part, not specifically in AI. So the common problem which we face is that huge amount of data is not available. Uh, so this particular part is still there. So even though if you have a huge amount of data, this particular thing can't be easily easily can be trained because it costs more and you need more resource, and after that also you won't get a complete clear output. As I said earlier, you can only train with one particular set of data, like Indians data. Then if someone diagnosed with the same data, like same disease from a different region, then they get struggled. So these are the common problems which we face.
What are the guidelines we need to follow, sir? Because while we are using the medical images, uh,
So
is there
yeah.
any protocols or
Yeah.
guidelines? Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, there is an complaints called HIPAA. So generally, hospital don't do this EA. They have a separate third-party vendor who does the EA. So they will be signing and having a HIPAA compliant one. So again, after this, they will have an NDA signed to it, so that like the data doesn't go anywhere, and then it is also HIPAA compliant. So apart from this, one major guideline which we say is like if I go and I use if I go and then go to some medical shop pharmacy, I will go there and then I'll buy some medicines. The first thing the pharmacist asks me is my phone number. So they keep track of you. Like I bought this kind of medicine this month, and this medicine is going to expire, and then it can be you need the more. So they will call you. So this kind of things they use for advertisement, but it is a strictly a complete a PHI misuse of things. So next time when you buy a medicine and if a pharmacist asks your phone number, you can say please skip the part or something like that. You do not need to give your phone number each and everywhere. Like even though if you buy a small halls or capsules, people will be asking you your phone number, pharmacist, like reputed pharmacist. Please avoid giving your phone number as it can be lead to a big security risk in the future. So uh, so tools used in the AI in healthcare. So basically we are like vertically scaling. So if there is a particular disease and there is a particular AI to it, not an one AI which can be used everywhere. So that particular tool, each of the disease has a different tools. But if you are asking for building the tools, and we will go commonly with the TensorFlow or PyTorch or Keras, these are the major things which we go. So for medical imaging, we have, as I shared earlier, MonAI is there. It's the biggest standard for medical imaging, or else like 3D slicer will be there, which is for visualization alone. So otherwise OpenCV, which is used for pre-processing and other stuff. So XAI, we have Tensor Board, I guess. Other than that, specifically for healthcare, we have PyHealth on Python, which will be used to already has an inbuilt data sets. So that's it. Up to my knowledge. If I had anything, I'll share with you guys.
Sir, kindly share your contact details in the slide.
So I can. So please reach out to me in this mail. I'll surely reply to you, and you can even give me a feedback, and I'll be like surely taking into the account on my next step future sessions. If So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining and thanks for watching.
Actually, a broad spectrum of topics you have covered today, sir. Excellent
Yeah,
session. Thank you
Thank
for your time and effort, sir.
thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the chance as well.
Thank you so much, Melvin, and thank you for your valuable time and your you have given a lot of knowledge sharing today and new things you have introduced to us. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much for this session.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants.
Susita ma'am, please give about that. Please give announce about that assignment. I'll share those things now as a Google Drive link.
Participants, you need to complete and submit assignments based on the topics that we have covered in the previous sessions. That is Monday and Tuesday and today's sessions. It's just a kind of refreshing what we have learned throughout these days. There are 2 assignments we will post before next session, that is tomorrow's session. You can upload your assignment in the group itself. It is mandatory to submit these assignments. The attendance will be calculated for those who will submit the assignment successfully. Kindly refer the group for the details. Ambika ma'am, can you please share the feedback link for today? Please share feedback link for today's session, madam. Participants, even though you are filling the feedback form, that won't be calculated for your attendance. You have to be present throughout the sessions for all these 6 days. Actually, the attendance are being monitored randomly. Many participants are asking questions about how we are calculating your attendance. We are having some automatic mechanism that detect your attendance from the participant list oftenly, randomly. Okay, so be sure that you are attending all the sessions from starting to end time. Thank you. The feedbacks are merely to get your reviews about the sessions. It is not something related to your attendance. So be present for all the sessions. Thank you. Feedback link has been posted. Please fill up and submit that. Pushpa ma'am.
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Can we conclude, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for a wonderful presentation through which we earned more knowledge about case studies that integrates AI into healthcare applications. Thank you once again, sir. I extend my gratitude to all the participants for attending today's session. We meet you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you once again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You can leave now.